Possidius was a friend of Saint Augustine of Hippo, who wrote a reliable biography and an indiculus, a list of his works. He was Bishop of Calama in the Roman province of Numidia. Biography. The dates of his birth and death are unknown. He was alive and in exile in 437 according to Prosper, who, in his chronicle, records that Possidius and 2 other bishops were persecuted and expelled from the sees by the Vandal king, Gaiseric, who was an Arian. Possidius, after describing the death of Augustine, speaks of his unbroken friendship with him for 40 years. He also, speaking of himself in the third person, lets it be known that he was one of the clergy of St. Augustine's monastery. The date of his promotion to the episcopate was, according to Tillemont, about 397. He followed St. Augustine's example and established a monastery at Calama. At a council held at Carthage, Possidius challenged Crispinus, the Donatist bishop of Calama, to a public discussion which the latter declined. Shortly afterwards, one of Crispinus's clergy, bearing the same name as his bishop, attempted to assassinate Possidius. Legal proceedings were instituted against Crispinus, the bishop, who refused to punish his presbyter. He was condemned for heresy and was heavily fined, but at the intercession of Possidius the fine was not exacted. In 407, Possidius served with Saint Augustine and 5 other bishops on a committee appointed to adjudicate upon some ecclesiastical matter, the particulars of which are not known. In 408 he nearly lost his life in a riot stirred up by the pagans at Calama. In 409 he was one of 4 bishops deputed to go to Italy to obtain the protection of the emperor against the Donatists. He was one of the 7 bishops chosen to represent the Catholic party at the Collacio of 411. In 416 he assisted at the Council of Miletum, where 59 Numidian bishops addressed a synodal letter to Innocent I, asking him to take action against Pelagianism. He joined with Saint Augustine and 3 other bishops in a further letter to Innocent on the same subject, and was at the conference between St. Augustine and the Donatist Emeritus. When the Germanic Vandals invaded Africa, he fled to Hippo and was present at the death of Saint Augustine. Works. His Vita S. Augustini, composed before the capture of Carthage, is included in all editions of the works of Saint Augustine, and also printed in Herter's Opusc. SS. Patr. His indicula will be found in the last volume of Min's edition of the works of Saint Augustine and in the 10th volume of the Benedictine edition.